this is Marcel Clark again with Millennium Strategic Investments. Today I'm going to talk about funding. Funding is the most important part of real estate investing. Everybody wants to know, where do you find money? Well, let me tell you something. There's nothing easy about it. There's basically three ways to be compensated by this industry. One, you can actually get financing through a bank. Two, you can actually do hard money lending. Or three, you need to use personal investors or private investors. Let's start with the banks. The banks are incredibly tricky because banks will not finance you unless you have an asset to leverage the deal, right? So you're coming into a situation and you want to go, I need money to buy this house. But when you go to the bank, they're going to say, well, what do you have to secure the deal? They're not going to just give you $100,000 per se. You must have something to leverage to make the deal work. Otherwise, the bank isn't going to want to be involved. Trust me, it was just the most dumbfounding thing to me when I would walk into a bank and I clearly had more than enough cash and assets to secure a deal, but I wanted to get the bank involved. I wanted them to have skin in the game. Well, like I said, it's a no-go if in fact you're trying to finance anything through a bank unless you already provide them with the collateral, right? The 3 C's: collateral, credit, and your reputation. So if you don't have that, then you're not going to get a deal with the bank. So that's the tricky. If you want to finance with the bank, you need an asset. If you don't have an asset, then the bank's not going to finance you. Enter hard money. Hard money lenders now, they will loan you money based on the asset. So if they see that you're bringing a house to the table and you can prove that it has the equity and that after repair value is going to be there, they're going to actually make you the loan. However, they're not cheap, okay? Hard money lending is a business, okay? And they are actually in the business of making money. So you're not going to get a loan for cheap. That loan is going to cost you points. So a point is 1% of every $100,000. So if you borrow $100,000, they're going to charge you an extra $1,000 to borrow the money. But a lot of times they're at 10% 2 points. Think about that, 10% 2 points. That's their normal base deal. So in that situation, you can use hard money because I'm not advocating for anything outside of using the resource that works best for you. However, just keep in mind when you go to a hard money lender, your terms need to be tight and you need to make that timeline. Because let me tell you, if you think that you're going to sell a house in 6 months and you don't, and you breach it and you end up holding it for 12 months, that's going to cost you an enormous amount of money with a hard money lender. So again, when you're dealing with hard money, just understand that you have to be very, very well disciplined and you have to deliver on your projections or it's going to cost you a lot of cash. Lastly, private lenders. They're the most important variable if in fact you can figure out how to get in front of private lenders. With that, you actually have to have a really good reputation and you have to have an incredible track record. With Millennium, we had the MSI fund. We actually have private lenders in place that fund our deals and we open up our fund on a yearly basis. This will allow investors to contribute and also they reap incredible returns with us. That's where we learned how to take public money through our fund and actually use it to purchase our assets, and it's been a very profitable venture. But again, it takes time to get to the private lender level, but in time you can, if in fact you have a reputable track record and if you can show a track record of winning. I mean, everybody wants to win, right? So again, you think about it with private lenders, they can only get investments at a certain number, right? So let's just look at a regular bank account. What's that? 1% return? Who wants that? Look at a CD. What's that? 1.5% return? I mean, the real estate industry, we actually deliver double-digit returns. So in those situations, I mean, you're attractive to a private investor. But again, you have to have a track record. So that's one reason why you want to invest with Millennium Strategic Investments. We have an unbelievable track record, and we've been doing this for a very long time. So that's my input on financing. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at msiinvestments.net or marcel@msiinvestments.net. I'd be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you. In between now and then, be a smart investor.